Good morning and welcome to Berwick Mitsubishi. My name's Mark and I'm going to take you for a tour around our Renault Kangoo van 2012 model today. We'll start off at the front of the car, and quite a distinctive looking little van, these cars. Very large headlights, as you can see. We've got driving lights down in the bottom of our front bumper. Finished in like a lighty bluey silver colour. A couple of minor little marks just on our front plate there. Bonnet looks quite good. And as we move around to the driver's side, for a 2012 model, actually presents really well. Colour-coded exterior mirrors. We've just got the steel wheels. Very good tread on our tyres as well. And as we scan down the driver's side of the car, a couple of minor little cosmetic marks just on our wheel arch there, and a very faint little scratch just on there as well. Don't know if we'd get that to polish out, but we like to highlight these things so there's no surprises for you when you come out to buy the car. As we move around to the rear of the car, as you can see, a really good sort of access to the rear, which we'll look at shortly. Very long tail lights on the side. Once again, no marks on the tailgate itself. Probably could have been polished a little bit better when we detailed it, but we'll approach that at some stage a little bit later. As we come around to the passenger side now, a couple of things to take note of. Some very minor cosmetic marks just on that rear section there, and just a little bit of a scratch on our sliding door. As you can see, passenger side, we've got access into the side of the car just by means of that sliding door, and we'll show you a little bit more about access via the rear of the car shortly. And as we move down towards the front of the car, the rest of the presentation of the exterior is quite impressive. Just those few minor cosmetic little marks that we did highlight to you, but overall, yeah, quite good for a 2012 model. Back around to the front of the little Renault now. We'll have a little bit of a chat about the performance. Great little motor, 1.6 litre, 4-cylinder. So you're going to get some extremely good fuel economy out of this little car. If you're a courier, you're going to be laughing. So we're looking at a 60 litre fuel tank, and it's going to get us 723 kilometres because they only use 8.3 litres combined per 100 k's. 78 kilowatts of power, 148 newton meters of torque, so it's certainly going to do everything you want it to do. So apart from the sliding door now that we're around at the rear of the Kangoo, we've got our big opening door there. Also our little smaller door opens up, so it gives us the ability to have a really large storage area, and the access is really good. As you can see, we've got a brace behind the driver's seat, so if you load it up with parcels for deliveries, you don't get whacked in the back of the head with a parcel. And look at the condition of the inside of the car as well. Hasn't seen a lot of work, this car. Now here we are inside the Kangoo van, and quite an interesting car really. We'll start on the driver's armrest. We've got our power window switches and our controls for our exterior mirrors. We'll move to the steering wheel now. A fair bit to talk about here on the steering wheel. It is height adjustable, but I've just got it positioned like this for a reason, just for now. So on our right hand side here, we have our volume controls for our audio, our Bluetooth button as well, and then just tucked behind that we've got a button just to change the mode of our audio, whether we flick from FM to AM to CD, and our telephone button below that as well, tucked at the back. Our controls for our wipers there as well, and just on the outer edge, the button there just controls the readout on our dashboard, just as far as fuel consumption, distance to empty and things like that. Just centering the steering wheel up now, lock it into the position we're comfortable with. We just push that lever forward. We've got our cruise control buttons on either side of our steering wheel. Do have a driver's airbag in this car, and that's the only airbag that we have. And then on our left hand side here, our indicators, and of course our controls, auto headlights as well. They'll turn themselves on automatically. Only travelled 79,000 kilometres this car. Now before we move to the multi-function screen, just want to highlight that we've got quite a large storage area up the top here above the driver's head, and it has a ridged lip, so obviously anything in storage can't fly out and hit you. Notice the condition of the interior as well whilst we're scanning around it. As we come back down, as you can see, we've got satellite navigation. So once again, you know, if somebody's looking at this car to use as a delivery vehicle, certainly got everything we need there. All of our audio controls just here, our CD player as well, as we mentioned. Heating and cooling above us there. Extremely cold in Berwick today, so we've got our heater running and it's beautiful and warm. Moving down, our 4-speed automatic gearbox here. We can drive it in manual mode as well if we wish, or just normal automatic. Directly below that, we've got a little, well, you can call it an ashtray. I'd prefer to use it as a coin holder. A little 12-volt outlet just to the back of that. This is our handbrake here as well, just releases right down out of our way. And you will notice we've got a little remote control here. So we can actually manage all of our satellite navigation, our audio, and everything off this actual remote control as well, which does just lock into position there. So it's tucked out of our way safely. A good little storage compartment in there, extremely deep and roomy, so a lot of room in there just to store everything that we need. Also over to our left hand side here, a couple of auxiliary plugs as well. Once again, paying attention to how well this car presents. I'm extremely impressed for a 2012 motor car, just how well it presents. Part of the reason it does present like that is right here for you to look at. Basically serviced by Essendon and Renault most of its life, and then Midas and Autotech later, or the more current services, but the service intervals have been carried out spot on. Hope this has given you a really good idea of the quality of our example of a 2012 Renault Kangoo van. Quite an interesting looking car, but for all the statistics that we gave you, certainly going to do what you want it to do if you're contemplating using it as a delivery vehicle. 1.6 litre motor, 8.3 litres combined per 100 Ks. And I've got to say, a really impressive example. So give us a call on 99070555 and we'll be able to help you further.